Okay, so at the moment I'm running a stereo setup. Two Benson amps. Benson is run out of Portland, where I'm based mostly, and the old warehouse was actually walking distance from my house. And it's funny because
that sounds dangerous, being that close proximity to a creative guy like Chris, where you might have rack up a big tab.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's probably true. I just like it was funny because I was getting frustrated with the amps I was using, and I thought like maybe I need to be like one of these real guitar guys and like find a boutique company and trying to do that stuff. And so I looked up a bunch of companies to try and find one that I would like to start trying some stuff out with. And I found Benson, and then I was getting really into these Benson amps. I was like, these sound really great. They seem like you can kind of do anything with them. And then found out that it was like right in my part of town, and then realized it was like I could literally walk there. He's like right in my neighborhood, which was totally mind blowing. I was like, okay, so it's definitely this is meant to be.
This is a sign.
Yeah, and so and then the guy who did Knobs and the Chase Bliss guys were in town, and they got a bunch of us together for a little, like, we had a beer, and it was at Chris's place, and I was just explaining to Chris, I was just getting ready to hit you up, and I was going to buy an amp, and so we kind of met there and got to know each other, and then I had this idea, because I always loved these Yamahas.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, buy them up, and then just like love the way they look. I love, like, I don't know, there's something about the fact that they are like, they look too thin to be an amp. Yeah. It's like really futuristic, and
they look like they should be over in Stonehenge.
Yeah. And there's just something very Japanese about it, with this like they're gonna like invent this new space age kind of amp, but they were solid state, and although they sound like really cool, I think if you based your entire sound around the way that they sound, I think they'd be perfect, but it's so far away from what I want.
Yeah.
So the idea was like asking Chris, like, would you put one in here? And at first he was like, I don't have time, I can't do that, I can put you in touch with some people. And I was like, that's fine. And so that went on the back burner for like 3 years. And then I bought an amp, and I was enjoying it, and bought a few other things. And then one day he was just like, hey, do you still have that Yamaha? Like, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, bring it over, we'll put an amp in it for you. And I was like, oh my god, yes. It was like this weird dream of mine to bring this on tour and set it up like this, so you see it from the side.
Yeah.
And because that's the kind of thing that I would think was cool. If I was watching my favorite band and I was there, I'd be like, what is that weird cheese wedge thing that he's playing? That's the stuff that, like, changed my life, basically. Yeah. So I was like, I gotta do that. And then so Chris made this dream come true, and now I have like, this is like the coolest thing this is like the ultimate amp for me. So
should we know anything about like the circuit, or is it something like maybe did he just put like an existing amp, like a Monarch in here, like circuitry wise?
I actually have to the problem is that it's the wattage on this is scalable, so I don't know which amp that is currently in the lineup that employs that, or if he hasn't even started to sell those, or if he only made a few of them. But it's really special. You can actually it has a tube controlled wattage control, so you can turn the wattage of the amp up or down, which is also like perfect for me, because I would keep the wattage pretty low. But if you want to open the headroom up, it's basically a headroom knob.
Yeah.
So if you want it to be crushed and hit the headroom really soon, you turn it down. And then if you want to open it up and make it like more what Benson is known for, which is just like a kind of infinite headroom, and you just like turn it all the way up. So it's cool because you can dial in the perfect amp for where you are, you know,
Yeah.
for what night you're on. And I do like the idea of having anything from, you know, 3 watts to 30 watts. It's really cool.
Is the speaker something that he put in there, or is that the original Yamaha speaker?
It's the original Yamaha speaker.
Okay.
That's one of the things I love about this amp. Before Chris got to it, is it has a polystyrene speaker that's actually square. So it has these square speakers in
Weird.
it, and they made a polystyrene, and I think Chris was kind of like, well, I don't know about that speaker. I really put a good amp in there, but if you want that speaker, I can't speak for it, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it sounds great.
Sounds like a good marriage.
It's good, yeah. It's it does sound interesting. It's like, I don't know why people don't make polystyrene speakers anymore, but I have another one that had a crack in the speaker, and I used paper mache to fix the crack in the speaker, and it works great. So they're pretty durable speakers.